The majority of men believe that losing their morning erection is a natural aspect of aging. However, what if I told you that wasn't true? In actuality, aging has nothing to do with the subtle decline in your morning strength. Something far more unexpected and far simpler to remedy is the cause. Your complete erection system is still functional, ready and able inside of you right now. You only need to be aware of the precise locations, 3 crucial sites on your lower body and manhood, that, when properly squeezed, will naturally restore morning erections. No shame, no pumps, no pills. My name is Doctor. Laura is assisting guys in their 60s, 70s, and even older who believe they had lost their strength and blood flow forever. All you need for what I'm going to share is your hands, your breath, and a little time. No doctor's note. The kicker is this. You already have these 3 spots on your body, but most men never properly press them. These are actual scientifically supported zones that increase sexual arousal, sensitivity, and circulation, and everything changes when you figure out how to activate them. Keep on reading because I'll go over each of them with you in a moment, along with how to combine them with 5 easy habits that will boost your performance. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so immediately before we begin. Press that button and activate the bell so you don't miss any of the insightful natural health tips designed especially for guys over 60. If this message resonates with you, please let me know by leaving a comment with the number 1. Type 0 otherwise. Your candid criticism enables me to improve this content even further for you. Now let's start with the first and most crucial fact. Every male over 60 should hear this from his physician, in my opinion. Your body is simply sleeping. It is not broken. The strength you used to have in the morning didn't go away. It just became quiet. We will now assist you in turning it back on with a few minutes of concentration, touch, and breathing. This is how it begins. Your body is simply sleeping. It is not broken. After working with males for 30 years, I've discovered something that I've never read in a medical textbook. The majority of the changes we experience after the age of 60 are indicators of detachment rather than damage. Strong, proud guys have walked into my office, and when I ask them about it, they have lowered their voices. I used to wake up like a rock, Doc. I feel as though nothing is there when I wake up now. Was there a problem? And I always answer, no, nothing broke, while looking them in the eye. Your body has simply been silent, and we can re-arouse it. In actuality, you still possess your masculinity, circulation, sensitivity, and responsiveness. It has simply been ignored. It hasn't vanished. Your blood arteries have slowed down, but they are still functional. Despite being disregarded, your nerves are still intact. Your body no longer received the signals it once did with ease. The saddest thing comes next. Because they believe they have failed or lost their manhood, most men place the blame on themselves. It couldn't be further from the reality. Consider the following scenario. The room remains dark if a light switch hasn't been turned on in years. However, the fact that no one has switched the switch does not imply that the electricity has been cut off. In this video, I'll demonstrate 3 points that are similar to that switch, with mindfulness, breath, and intention instead of pressure or force. When warmth returns to the lower body, I've witnessed men cry, not just out of pleasure, but also out of hope. It demonstrates that they are still whole, capable, and living down there, reconnecting with the aspect of yourself that formerly characterized your youth. Confidence and manhood is more important than erections. Relearning to pay attention to your body is the first step. All along, it has been speaking to you. You simply didn't know how to hear it. However, you will. The first point, a secret location above your pubic bone that stimulates your reproductive energy, will be revealed in a moment. The majority of men have never intentionally touched it, yet once they have, things begin to change, often more quickly than they anticipated. Allow me to demonstrate its location and usage. No one discusses a certain part of a man's anatomy, not in doctors' offices nor in locker rooms. The majority of men are unaware of its potency throughout their entire lives. I'm referring to what Eastern medicine refers to as CV1, the area between your scrotum and anus. It isn't even called that in Western medicine, but trust me, it's more important than you may imagine. Consider 71-year-old Marine veteran Thomas. It had been almost 10 years since he had experienced true sensation down there. "It's like the lights went out and I forgot what it felt like when they were on," he remarked, referring to Doc. I demonstrated this second point to him. I advised him to sit, take a deep breath, and allow his body to remember without pushing or pressing. A few days later, there was a slight pulse. Warmth returned, and something changed, life re-entering a land he had abandoned. This is because it functions as a valve, preventing nerve energy and blood flow. It begins to relax when you gently sit on it with a soft surface, such a rolled towel. Blood that has been trapped for years suddenly flows freely when the tension subsides. Better yet, your perineum's nerves become active. They re-establish contact with your brain. Sensation comes back slowly, enough to give you hope, but not all at once. You're still here, enough to say. Feelings are still present, the finest aspect. This requires neither medication nor equipment. Every day, just you, your breath, and a few minutes of silence. Although it may seem odd at first, the benefits outweigh the discomfort. You'll start to wonder, why didn't someone tell me this sooner? Thomas texted me 2 weeks later. "Doc, after sitting and breathing, I felt like myself once more this morning. What if I were to tell you that there is a third point that is much more neglected than the others? It isn't on your penis or crotch. It runs along the inside of your thigh. Stronger, fuller erections are closely linked to this surprising area. Are you prepared to locate it? Now let's head there." You're not alone if you've ever believed that your inner thighs were only for walking. The majority of men are unaware that this delicate, concealed region serves as a primary bloodway for erections. According to Earl, a 68-year-old truck driver, he believed his thighs were mainly useful for balance and sitting. Everything changed when he discovered what I'm going to teach you. A potent energy and circulation pathway is tucked away along the inner line, where your leg and torso meet. It is referred to as a component of the spleen meridian in Eastern medicine. According to Western terminology, it coincides with the femoral artery and nerve, two of the main pathways via which your blood and signals travel to the lower organs. Indeed, even your masculinity. Your erections lose volume, intensity, and sensitivity when these channels become rigid, obstructed, or understimulated. Your penis isn't incapable of functioning. The reason is that it isn't being fed. Earl began a basic routine. Every morning, he would lie back and trace lightly from the crease of his inner thigh downward with his fingertips after activating the first 2 spots. He would pause, take a deep breath, and apply little pressure for a few seconds whenever he discovered a tight or uncomfortable spot. And believe me, he did. He started to notice increasing warmth below within a few days. I will never forget what he told me a week later. "I feel more like a man, Doc, not just more at ease in my own skin." This third point accomplishes that. It makes the pipes transparent. It encourages blood to flow once more. It also provides you a sensation of control, which may be equally significant. You're not waiting for a medication to start working. You're using your hands to take action. That emotion is strong on its own. It serves as a reminder to your nervous system that you are still capable, connected, and in control of your own health. And the interesting part is this. In addition to greater erections, many men who reactivate this inner thigh line report longer sleep, more rested mornings, and even more vitality in their legs. It's as if your manhood awakens, along with your entire lower body. Now, just using these 3 things can have a significant impact. However, I've found that a few easy daily routines can greatly increase the effectiveness of this practice if you want the effects to be more profound and long-lasting. They need stability, but not a complete change of lifestyle. Are you prepared to discover what they are? Let's examine the routines that make this method a comprehensive recovery mechanism. I have years of experience using natural approaches to assist men revitalize their bodies. Additionally, I've observed one item repeatedly. The methods are most effective when combined with appropriate daily routines. Consider the pressure points we just discussed as keys. The signals can only travel so far if the internal wire is damaged, even when they unlock the doors. Your habits play a role in the situation. They're simple and straightforward, yet they lay the groundwork for your recovery. Breathing is one of the most neglected adjustments. The majority of males breathe quickly, shallowly, and anxiously up in their chest. However, a tremendous thing occurs when you slow your breathing via your nose and into your abdomen. Your blood vessels start to relax and enlarge, your nitric oxide levels increase, and your blood pressure decreases. It's chemistry, not theory. Deep nose breathing for just 5 minutes a day can start to bring your entire system back into equilibrium. And then there's water. When I advise males to drink warm water first thing in the morning, I've had them give me a sidelong glance. However, your body dehydrates more quickly beyond age 60. Throughout the night, your blood thickens. To enhance morning circulation, particularly to the areas of your body that are most important to you, a simple glass of warm water helps thin the blood just enough. Repeating that simple deed every day turns it into a sort of morning remedy. Another stealthy thief is sugar. It creeps in, particularly at night, and gradually erodes your blood vessel walls. Even while that late-night snack or evening dessert seems innocuous, it's actually triggering inflammation on the inside. A small reduction in blood sugar allows your arteries to repair, and your erections will follow. Although movement is important, vigorous exercise is not necessary. Your body's venous pump system, which naturally pulls blood back up into the heart and redistributes it, can be activated with a quick, light stroll after meals. It's a mild method of maintaining blood flow to the necessary areas without overtaxing yourself or putting undue strain on your joints. Lastly, it matters how you touch your body. Your nervous system detects anger or dissatisfaction if you rush through the exercises. However, your body will pay attention if you treat them with respect and care, as though you were caring for a precious object. It's not New Age rhetoric. It is the human nervous system's silent intelligence reacting to presence. It's not simply wonderful to have these little habits. They are the reassurances that give your body more faith in the procedure. They transform a fast method into a dynamic practice that helps you every day. You're not alone, though, if you're questioning if any of this genuinely matters. At first, many men do. I want to share something really true with you in the next section because of this. The anecdotes, the lessons learned, the changes made by men like you who use these techniques and found something unexpected. Not merely more powerful erections, but something far more intimate. I'll demonstrate what I mean. And the anecdotes and actual experiences of real guys who were once doubtful, apprehensive, and perhaps even a little ashamed, but who took a risk on something different, something soft, something honest, are what really make this come to life after all the methods, routines, and science. I recall a 74-year-old retired Minnesota postal worker named Harold. Frustrated that his body no longer felt like his own, he spent a late night browsing through films before discovering my approach. "I wasn't searching for a miracle, Doc," he said. "All I wanted was to feel important when I woke up one morning. I was struck by the statement since it goes beyond the physical response. It's about what it represents, that sensation of being in tune with your own energy and personality, and that calm confidence you used to carry." Every day, Harold started applying the 3 pressure spots. He took his time. It was not a chore to him. He approached it as though he were seeing his own body again. 3 weeks later, his morning began to change. It was mild at first, with a hint of extra warmth and richness. Then one morning, he told me that he had experienced something that he hadn't had in more than a decade. Naturally strong in the morning, his body knows how to get back up without any help or expectations. He wasn't by himself either. Grandfathers, pastors, factory workers, and soldiers have all spoken to me. "I don't even care about sex anymore," wrote Leonard, a 69-year-old man. "All I wanted was to feel as like my body still reacts to me, and it does today. That's what all of this is about. This has nothing to do with pursuing young. Regaining respect, presence, and a part of oneself that never really departed is what it's all about. All it needed was your attention once more. The improvement in blood flow and function wasn't the only thing that caught me off guard. It was the way these men slept deeper, how their relationships grew softer, how they conducted themselves differently, and how they appeared a little more dignified in the mirror. Because everything else falls into place when you reestablish a connection with the aspect of yourself that feels alive. And I think you feel it too. If you're still watching at this moment, maybe it's not too late," says the tiny flicker inside. "This might actually work. Perhaps I still have more to offer, more to experience, and more mornings to go than I initially believed. Don't go just yet if you've come this far with me, because the most crucial step of all is what comes next. The action that transforms this from a short-term solution into a long-term transformation. A meaningful daily routine that has the potential to subtly alter how you spend each day going ahead. Let's discuss how to permanently incorporate this into your life. I've worked with guys in their 60s, 70s, and beyond for decades, and I've come to one unavoidable conclusion. Attempting anything once does not result in real change. It occurs when you make a commitment and consistently show up with a purpose. That's how a straightforward technique may change someone's life. Healing starts to seem conceivable in this way. You've discovered something today that most men never discover. No matter how old you are, your body is still capable of handling the situation. You now understand how to breathe, where to apply pressure, and why your inner thigh conceals a hidden passageway. You now understand that your perineum is a trigger rather than merely tissue. The silent command center of your manhood is located directly above your pubic bone. You've also seen how small actions, like drinking water, taking long breaths, and patiently touching, may have a big impact when done with care. We all grow when we share, so please share what you learned today and what change you're ready to make in the comments box below. Let's support each other. If you found this movie useful or if it even slightly opened your eyes, please click the like button. To be sure you don't miss any information that could change your health, click subscribe. Before you go, ring the bell. If this video was helpful, please enter 1. If not, enter 0. You might not be aware of the significance of your comment. However, knowledge is insufficient. Making these instruments sacred is what's important now. It is a daily practice, rather than a chore or a trick. A means to communicate to your body that I'm still here. I'm learning to trust you once more, and I haven't given up on you. Men like Walter, Harold, and Leonard come to mind. They not only got their morning erections back, but they also found themselves again. They were re-establishing a connection with their bodies rather than pursuing their youth. I can tell you're prepared for that same reunion if you're still reading this. Moving forward with dignity, confidence, and the peaceful assurance of a man who knows his finest years are still ahead of him is what this is all about, not going back in time. Whether you're at home, in bed, or just taking a break from your work, I hope you'll apply what you've learned. A daily practice of presence, touch, and breathing. You'll realize what so many others have when you do. That you were always strong. It was simply waiting for you to locate it once more.